Hi, I'm Anna from Bisay Crochet, and I crocheted 61 items in July. Okay, so I just recounted and it was actually 65 items. Sorry, ignore what I first said. Now I'm going to be showing you these kind of out of order because I tried to keep a list and then life happened and I didn't keep the list anymore. Also, I don't know where the list is. So this is just going to be like an approximation of when I made these based on what I posted on Instagram and how much I remember. So it's not going to be perfect, but either way, I made all these items in 1 month. Up first are these acrylic shrimps. I used the yarn that I got from Julie to make this perfect orange shrimp along with 3 other ones. This pattern is by G Beans Crafty. They make a ton of fun patterns. This is a no-sew pattern and it is available on their Etsy. Up next are these 3 alligators. I made these from a pattern that I found for free on Instagram. It is by Natalie's Crochet Creations. It is no sew and free, and I made 3 colors of these guys. Up next is a pattern test that I did for crochet. I made 4 of these bees. They are no sew and they are available on Crochet's Etsy. So here's one. This is the original wing version. I made different wings because I like bigger wings on my bees, but it is super cute, all no sew, and I made 4. Also, if anyone knows where to get this Bernat brown, I have not been able to find this dark brown in stores for months. I found some on Amazon, but it was kind of expensive, and I love this dark brown. It's the only dark brown Bernat has. Otherwise, all they have is like this sand or a variegated yarn, and I want the dark brown. So if you know where that is, please comment and let me know. The next 4 things I crocheted were from another free pattern on Instagram by Rumble Crochet, and they are these possums. Opossums? Possums. I never know which is plural and then which is singular, but I made 3 in Bernat blanket and then 1 in Bernat velvet. This is again a free pattern on Instagram and it is no sew. I also tried out for the first time everyone's favorite Triceratops pattern from Club Crochet. This is a no sew pattern and I really like it. It ended up being a little bit complicated, but it was good. It was good to have something that challenged me, and this is a free pattern by Club Crochet. I'm not really sure if I finished this guy in July, but I posted something about him, so he's just gonna get an honorable mention. This is my no face pattern that I am selling on my Etsy. It is definitely not no sew, but it's super fun and he has an opening mouth, and I think I might have finished him in July. If you watched my market prep video, you would have seen these crabs that I designed. I've made so many of these guys this past month, just testing out the pattern. This is a no-sew pattern that is available on my Etsy shop. It is perfect for markets, I think. Little crabs, you can give them to little crabby people. This month I was also experimenting with different octopi patterns. These are both my own pattern. I was really trying to figure out how to not have coning at the top of the head. That has been a really big issue for me lately, so these were just different experiments on how I can make octopi. This is my own pattern. I don't have it on Etsy or anywhere really because so many octopi patterns exist, but I made these 2 guys. Alright, for my second pattern test this month, I tested out 3 of these fruity turtles from Crochet by Elle Shop. Lindsay had selected me to test the strawberry, lemon, and watermelon. I chose to make all 3 of them in different weights of yarn, so I used Bernat blanket, Bernat velvet, and acrylic. Whenever I do tester calls, I really like to look for people that are using different weights from what I had already made my pattern with, just so I know that my pattern is compatible with different weights of yarn. So whenever I do pattern tests and I have the opportunity to make multiples, I usually make them in different weights because I really like it when my pattern testers do it and I want to be a good pattern tester for others. After I made those 3 turtles, I got on a crazy turtle kick and I made these 3 turtles from CJ Designs pattern. I found the pattern on Pinterest. It is free on their blog, but they also have a YouTube tutorial, which is really helpful for when you're assembling all the parts because these guys are no sew. These guys only take me an hour and a half to make, so they're perfect to have for a market when you want something that's a little bit higher priced, but not too out of range. The turtle craze does not stop there because I made 1 more turtle. This is Myrtle the turtle from Chastity Ann's Designs on Etsy. It is a sea turtle. It has the bigger fins and then the smaller fins. Again, no sew, very, very cute, and it is perfect for any velvet yarn. Throughout the month, I was still making more and more crabs. I eventually made the entire rainbow of crabs, and they are super fun. I love the way they look, and I think they will be a really good seller at my market because I have a cute little tag that I'm going to put with them telling people to give them to their crabby friends. Next, I made this rabbit from Maya Does Crochet. This is a free pattern that I found on Pinterest, and you will be seeing more of this rabbit in an upcoming video. I'm always on the lookout for some good market patterns, and I found these guys on Instagram, and Cable and Canvas was having a sale on Etsy, so I bought the pattern and I made one using their original yarn under method, and then I also made one using yarn over. And honestly, I can't really tell much of a difference. This one is definitely smaller because it's yarning under, and yarning under uses less yarn, but I could make the yarning over one a lot faster, and it is slightly bigger. So I think I'm going to keep up with the yarning over method just because it is more comfortable for me. This pattern is no-sew, and it is available on Cable and Canvas's Etsy shop. Alright, so I don't have pictures for this next one, but I did crochet 8 Leggy froggies for my wonderful violin professor. She commissioned me to make them, and she loves giving them away to other musicians. I also made 2 eighth notes for my middle school and high school orchestra teachers. Here's a picture of the eighth notes and the card that I made. I don't have them with me, obviously, because I gave them away, but they are something that I made in July. Near the end of the month, I just got on this weird kick of buying really cheap patterns and making things. So this is Goose by Antonia Namonova on Etsy. It is low sew, and it could easily be adapted to being no sew. It is pretty easy to make. I think I used the yarn under method, and it still didn't really line up perfectly for the wings, but it was really easy to fix, and it's just a goose. The third and final pattern test I did this month was for Not Jaded Co., and I made these Gerald ghosts. Again, this was made with Bernat Velvet, a lighter weight, and this was made with Bernat Velvet, a heavier weight. This is a no-sew pattern, and I believe it is available on Not Jaded Co.'s Etsy. Now we have even more crabs. I made this one with the angry eyebrows. I made these two in a yarn that I absolutely hate because I know the pattern is really easy and it makes up for the yarn being absolutely terrible to crochet with. Don't ask me what yarn this is. I do not know what it is, but I know that I hate it. I also made 3 Bernat Velvet crabs just so I can test out the pattern and make sure that it is compatible in different sizes and weights of yarn. I made even more of Not Jaded Co.'s Leggy frogs. I made these 2 in Bernat Velvet. I also made these 3. They aren't stuffed or finished, but I did make them in July, so I'm going to include them. Then I got really ambitious and I tried to make a reversible crab. I don't think I can even open it for you because I have these fake nails on, but he did not work out very well, and I'm going to keep working on the design to get a reversible crab. Last but not least were these 4 velvet bees that I made. I was really trying to experiment and perfect the pattern that I made, and as you can tell, they all kind of have different wings just because I wanted to try different sizes and see what I liked. But this is definitely the winner. I think it's really cute. This is my own pattern. I'm not selling it again because there are so many bees out there. I'm sure somebody else has a pattern that looks just like this. Either way, they're really cute, and they will be perfect for my market on August 19th and 20th. I do have an honorable mention because I did start this WIP on July 31st, and it is my Whale Shark Barbie. I started her on the 31st of July, but I finished her on August 6th. So I didn't really make her in July, but I started her in July. Thanks for checking out what I crocheted in July. Leave me a comment and tell me which item was your favorite. My favorite had to be my no-sew crabs. These are super fun, no-sew, and they only took me and my testers like 20 minutes to make. So they're perfect for markets, and I think they're perfect for me because I sometimes get crabby and I can just look at them and squeeze them, and I can see maybe I shouldn't be so crabby after all. I really look forward to crocheting even more in August. I have a market on the 19th and 20th, so stay tuned to check out my booth setup, my market prep, and what's sold. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.